Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing today? Monday, November 9th, the afternoon. And it has come to my attention during our daily financial news discussion this morning at 7:30, which if you want to talk money, investing, interest rate, consumers, housing, you need to tune into. It goes live 7:30 every day. It's come to my attention in my excitement this morning to talk about what is going on. I failed to be explicit about what the good news of the day is. So, November 9th, the world is different today. We have gotten some great news on the vaccine front. What were their names? I forget their names already. Pfizer and BioNTech, they came out and said they have found a concoction during phase 3 trials that is above 90% effectiveness, and others are coming. So in that video, I talked about all these things running around in my head, trying to figure out, does this news change anything? So I kind of rattled off a lot of things I was thinking about. So I want to clarify, today's great information was vaccine news. It's obviously a phase 3 test. It has exceeded all expectations. We seemingly have others right around the corner. So I believe the darkest days are behind us. There are still hard days ahead. We still have 3-6 months of pain. But that pain, I'm hoping will feel different because we see light at the end of the tunnel. If we were going into this rising caseloads and we were constantly hearing about hospitals being overrun and, just tragic events, it would feel one way. Now, when we unfortunately go through that, we will still see the light at the end of the tunnel. But now this is making me figure, what am I going to plan for 2021? So I have a couple of answers. I want to share them with you here, and I'd love your feedback. So first, something Greg Dickerson, Anna Kelly, and Jonathan Twomley and I have talked about is this was the perfect time to flip properties. Buy a slumlord property, fix it up, sell to FHA buyers. So the first question I have is, does that still work? And at least in the short term, the answer is yes. What we need to watch for when to slow down is inventory. When does inventory show up? And at the moment, I don't see any kind of compelling event to bring inventory onto the market at numbers that would slow this down. So I believe if you can get in and out of a flip in 3 or 4 months, still a very profitable decision if bought right. We're going to have to evaluate come April next year. Come April of 2021, we could be on the cusp of some significant inventory. More inventory, higher interest rates might mean lower prices. But again, I believe today, if I could buy a slumlord property, fix it up, and get rid of it by February, I would have plenty of FHA buyers and it would be a profitable exchange. So that's the first thing I'm thinking about. Second thing I'm thinking about, what about all this urban flight? San Francisco, New York, Chicago, we've talked about it endlessly. Does the news today stop anyone from leaving now? Right? If you're in a high rise in San Francisco or New York today and you haven't left already, what do you do now? My guess is you negotiate a lower rent and you just call it a day and you stay put. That's my guess. We are going to be able to track this in the next 30 days. We can look up U-Haul rates. We can look up moving companies. We can see what is going on. My guess is by middle of December, the exodus from urban areas slows down, probably slows down significantly. So on that front, I believe we are really close to peak rent reductions. Another thing, there was a video I did yesterday talking about the cities with the highest rent reductions, and I was shocked. They were in Texas. I believe it was Odessa, Texas at 35% and Midland, Texas at 31%. Both of those towns are very oil and gas related. My guess is they've seen the worst of it. Oil just today is up 10%. It went from 36 to over 40. I believe oil has seen the worst. We still have too much oil, still not being consumed, but I believe going forward, oil will be consumed more and oil has found a bottom. Next, let's talk about all these YouTube channels talking about the Great Depression. I have always thought that was done to create clicks, create views. But until this morning, I could see bad policy decisions, bad science outcomes leading to a potential Great Depression 2.0. I believe that is now off the table. I think a depression of the size and severity of the Great Depression is not possible with a vaccine that is over 90% effective when we have others right behind it. That said, I think a double dip recession, I think a slow Q4 and a slow Q1 is not unrealistic. But I believe a double dip recession, while being painful, is not Great Depression like. So I think the scare tactics of channels pushing the idea of Great Depression is off the table. But again, a double dip recession won't be fun. A double dip recession will hurt, but I think a depression is off the table. So while oil has seen a floor, I believe gold has seen a peak for the year. I believe gold in an environment of people feeling better doesn't go higher. This morning, I proposed that I thought gold would be down 3% at least. Last time I checked, it was down 4.5%. Gold is one of those assets that people run to usually when they are afraid, they are fearful. This morning, like I said on the daily financial news, it's a day for hope. Hope won. Gold doesn't generally do good when people are feeling kind of spunky. So my guess is gold has seen the high. Now, gold could go higher next year, the year after, inflation. There's lots of reasons. But 2020, I think gold has seen its peak. Now the big question, Las Vegas. What is going to happen in Las Vegas? Las Vegas is in real pain. Las Vegas was on the cusp of, really Great Depression-like feeling. I mean, there could have been casinos and big hotels just closing down. Now, because those casinos can raise capital, they can raise bonds, they can raise money, when they see the light at the end of the tunnel, which for them, it might be Q4 of 2021. So we might be a year away from Vegas kind of feeling like Vegas, but they can borrow for that. So I think the Strip has seen the bottom. I think the Strip gets incrementally better from here. I still think there is pain. I still think we have record bankruptcies. I still think we have record unemployment. It will be a while for Vegas to come back, but Vegas was looking like it could have been a wasteland if we got, again, a bad policy decisions, bad science information. It could have gotten really, really scary. So in the end, I think urban flight has seen the peak. I think flipping still works. I think the Great Depression 2.0 is off the table. I think oil has seen a bottom. I think gold has seen a peak. And again, Las Vegas, I want to put it out there. I think Vegas improves slowly from here now that they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it might be Q4 2021. I think they can manage to that. I think they can borrow money. I think we get there. So that's what I want to thought. I think the vaccine news today is game changing. It forces us to think positive, not negative. Too many people have been talking fear when we should be betting on hope. And again, fear wins for little windows of time. For me, the dot-com crash, fear won. The Great Recession, fear won. 6 months of this health crisis, fear was winning. But in our system, fear doesn't win long term. Hope wins long term. So let me know what you think. I'm sorry I was less than clear this morning. I feel like an idiot, but I was so excited to talk about how all these things were running around in my head. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye.